So in terms of our governance process, it consists of four things. We have something called data access form, and there's a technology layer, and we focus on data quality, and there's an audit. So the data access form pretty much captures what's the purpose of this data and who are we sharing with and what are the access control and what is the metadata information we have to capture. So that's captured on the data access form. Next is the technology layer on how we take this data access form and give it to the data engineer or the data owner so that they can actually write a proper ETL job and then apply the access control and then try to automate the whole process. And of course, they try to audit the pipeline itself. The next thing is the data quality. So we capture data quality during the data instantiation, which means we run a bit of a script to actually capture uh, its data quality metrics. This also involves making data quality improvements and also streamlining some of the business process on how the data gets collected. Audit. We really want to understand the access control metadata just for the purpose. So I will dwell into what this data access form is all about. This data access form is given to the business stakeholder if they want to build any dashboards or want to do some data analytics. So in this process, we actually identify the core business system and the databases that's actually used for building this report. Irrespective of only the subset of datasets that's actually used for building the dashboard or the data analytics or even strategic KPIs or any metrics, we're bringing all the datasets at once. The reason for this, we really want to do if there's at any point in time, if you want to go back and then trying to get the longitudinal data analysis done, the data is there. All they have to do is give access control. Of course, all the data is tightly covered in the landing zone. And then in terms of access control, we really want to capture who got access to the source data, who got access to the reporting, who got access to the dashboards, and if there's any data sets we actually publishing as part of our annual report to the general public, that has to be given to the open data portal. So we actually capture all this access control during the data instantiation. And in terms of getting the metadata, we gather about 26 parameters during the data instantiation, and some of them are about datasets, owners, and also about the system itself. Without the metadata information, the data will not be instantiated. The next process is about the ETL layer. All the ETL layer is done through DevOps pipeline. We don't do UI based ETL process. So it's all done through DevOps. The platform we actually use to actually build an ETL pipeline is StreamSets, MapR, and we use TFS and YAML to build the DevOps pipeline. Most of the access control are coming from the data access form, and it is already baked into the DevOps pipeline. And we actually enable auditing in the MapR platform to make sure we capture logs on who accessed the data at what time. Once the data gets instantiated, this is very important. We also build dashboard for data owners to actually monitor the data sets itself so that they can actually monitor whether all the access control they agreed on is actually getting reflected in the platform. And they also have ability to view who is actually deriving value from the data sets. In the technology layer, we also schedule the pipeline and workflow using DevOps. And most of our data owners and the data engineers write YAML